We need to talk about this Jets defense. Hey, what's going on? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today, I'm going to do a little bit of a venting session about the New York Jets defense and Jeff Ulbrich. Before we get started today, I just wanted to mention where you can follow me, social media, Matt O'Leary NY. Make sure to check out the Just Jets podcast, wherever it is you get your podcast. And also just wanted to mention that BUSR is the official sportsbook of Matt O'Leary NY. BUSR.com/Matt gets you a 100% match deposit bonus and 25 casino chips. You could do your gambling on the NFL season there. That's what I've been doing. I've been having a blast with it. I won one of my bets yesterday. I placed 3 small bets, won one of them. So down a little bit, but we're going to work our way back. It's going to be okay. So why do I feel the need to vent my frustrations with this New York Jets defense? Well, yesterday's performance really bugged me. Like really bugged me because I wanted to give Ulbrich, this defensive line, the rotation, everything the benefit of the doubt up until this point. Because I said, all right, this is your time. This is a really good matchup for you defensively because you are going up against one of the worst offensive lines in the league. And your strength is supposed to be your big, bad defensive line that you could rotate and that has like 8 deep in the rotation, blah, 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 blah. Well, it didn't go very well. They had 2 sacks, and one of them was pretty much when the game was over. You could argue the first one came when the game was pretty much over. When the Jets needed them most, or when the team needed them most, it was non-existent, and they were a non-factor. The first drive of the game, they had no pressure. They were marching right down the field. Burrow had forever to throw, and then they get killed on a time where they have to blitz like crazy. I don't understand. Why are you blitzing Joe Burrow like crazy? You know that's how you're going to... These elite quarterbacks are going to find a way to beat you if you're going to blitz that heavy. You have to find a way to get home with your front four, which this front four... I hit my microphone. This front four should be able to do that. You would think that with Lawson, Quinnen, JFM, and JJ that you'd be able to get home. And they didn't. They didn't. Sheldon Rankins was one of the guys who had the better performance of the day. It was just so frustrating to watch because it was some of the same issues that we've seen over the year. 2 sacks against one of the worst offensive lines in the league. That's not good enough. It's just not. I'm sorry. And it's a mix of everything. Right now, the defensive line and that rotation is massively overrated. Jeff Ulbrich, he was on the hot seat before the year started. Is there anything hotter than a hot seat? Like what could you say that is hotter than a hot seat? Because that's where he is. He is sitting on the face of the sun right now. His seat is so hot. Just not good enough right now. Right? Wasn't this the year that they were supposed to get after the quarterback and get the sack numbers up? Lawson coming back, Quinnen finally having an edge presence, JFM, Salad, JJ. Well, they rank 27th in the league in sacks, 27th in the league in pressures, and 27th in the league in pressure percentage. Not good enough. I mean, you gave me bottom 5. This is supposed to be your strength. You're bottom 5 in the league. The rotation is very obviously not working. Lawson, 59% of the snaps, Quinnen, 63, JFM, 50, JJ, 57. There's too many times where in big spots, the big bad defensive line is not in there because of the rotation. They got somebody else in. That can't be the case. We can't continue to do this. There was an issue for this team last year. It's an issue for this team this year. And I know that like Lawson's underachieved. Quinnen was quiet in the first half. He goes ballistic on the sidelines and then comes to life in the second half. JFM, love the guy. I really do. He's one of my favorite players on the team. I think he's underrated. And he had an awful penalty in the game. Killed him. They would have got off the field. It was on 3rd down. It was a personal foul. They kept the drive alive and they end up scoring. Love the guy, but that can't happen. And with Ulbrich, man, I said it. His seat is scalding hot. When he took over for the Atlanta Falcons in 2020 as their defensive coordinator, the interim defensive coordinator, they ended up finishing 19th, which is okay. It's not awful. It's not good. It's mid. I hate that word. I hate mid, but I'm going to say it. It's very mid. It's okay. Well, his defenses have gotten worse. 32nd in the league last year, worst defense by far. This year, you get the reinforcements, right? Wasn't that the whole storyline? You got to wait for the reinforcements. And I was one of those guys. I said, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. And through the first 3 weeks, it has been an unmitigated disaster. Defense, unmitigated disaster. 26th ranked defense in the league. That's not a big enough improvement. I'm not saying you got to go from bottom of the barrel to top 10, but they're just not competitive, and your strength should still be able to be your strength. And some of the problems are the things that anyone with two eyes could have told you was going to be a problem. Linebacker depth look like it's an issue, and free safety. LaMarcus Joyner is a waste of a roster spot. He had another costly penalty last week. He had a miscommunication with Sauce Gardner on a touchdown. It's frustrating. Right now, your biggest strength on the defensive side of the ball is corner play. DJ Reed, Sauce Gardner, and Michael Carter in the slot have been your three better guys. Linebackers, inconsistent. They were much better yesterday. By the way, have to give some credit to Quincy Williams. He got hurt during the game, but he was having a very, very good Quincy Williams type of game. Before that, causes a fumble all over the field. That was one of his better performances. Safety play was bad. Jordan Whitehead can't wrap up. He has a monster hit on Boyd, bounces off, runs for a 52-yard touchdown. And like they're basically playing with 10 guys on the field when LaMarcus Joyner's out there. He stinks. He's awful. At this point, I'd rather see Ashton Davis out there, which that's a scary thing for me to say, but that's the truth. Will Parks, Tony Adams, give me somebody else back there, because I can't continue to watch this old, decrepit piece of garbage out there every week. It's so bad on a week-to-week basis. Every week he's a costly penalty, a big play, something stupid. He's a veteran. He shouldn't be making these same mistakes anymore, but it's around and around and around and around we go. Defense is in a really bad spot. Really bad spot. If this isn't a wake-up call, I don't know what is. And I get it. They're the defending AFC champs. You're playing against Cincinnati, but the line absolutely stinks. They scored 17 points and 20 points in the first 2 weeks of the year, and then you let them run wild on you this next week, and not really run wild. They to their credit, they did a pretty good job stopping or containing Joe Mixon. I was happy with that. In the second half, the defense pretty much gave up, and P. Ryan pretty much iced the game. Not LaMichael P. Ryan. They're P. Ryan pretty much iced the game. But there's just too many other mistakes before that, and it's frustrating. Like this week, I know it's a road game. I know Pittsburgh's better coached. They are. Mike Tomlin's a fantastic coach. But if this defense can't look better against Mitch freaking Trubisky, then I don't know what we're going to do. Then I don't know what we're going to do the rest of the year, because it's unacceptable. Right now, the defense, I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed with the effort that we saw yesterday. So sound off in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on the defensive line, Ulbrich, whatever you want. Sound off. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe, please, if you're new. Like the video on your way out, and I'll talk to you next time.